But look at that. Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farming Homestead. It is Saturday, October 11th, 2025. It's my daughter Aubrey's birthday. She's 37 years old today. So I'm almost the father of a 40-year-old, getting close. So she lives up in close to Chicago, and it's nice and cool up there. Relatively compared to here, it got up to 93 today. It's 91 right now. I'm in the shade. It's not too bad. There's not much of a breeze at all, but man, Mother Nature missed the memo that it's October and it needs to cool off. But the mornings are pretty cool. They're not bad. Their mornings are actually pretty nice now, but boy, it gets hot in the evening still, nice and hot. So today I'm going to follow up on something I said I needed to do and was going to do, and that's do some mite washes. So I need to I'm going to do a random sample. I'm going to do like one in probably each general row to make sure, check my mite load and see, is it down where I think it is, and just give me some peace of mind. So I've got a couple of mite washes jars. I've got, I think they're actually both from Ceracell, but I'm going to get them going. I'm going to use alcohol, the good old-fashioned alcohol. I know people have used windshield wiper fluid, Dawn dish soap, all kinds of other stuff, but the alcohol is tried and true, and I'm going to go with that. And that's not much else you can say about that. I'm going to find my brood frames. I'm going to look for the queen. That's one reason I don't like doing these mite washes. I am scared to death. I'm going to wash my queen and kill her. So, because you go down to a brood frame, find where all your nurse bees are, make sure your queen's not on there, shake it off into a tub. You scoop them up in a scoop that's 1/2 a cup. It's supposed to be 300 bees, I believe. Throw that in your jar and shake it up, and the mites fall off. So every 3 mites is one in 100. So 3 mites is 1%. I think you don't want to get over 2% if I recall, but let's see what it is, and then we'll figure that out later. Hopefully I have a bunch of 1s and 0s, and we're good. I also will do a oxalic acid treatment later on after we have a frost. And speaking of frost, the average frost date in this area is end of October, like the 20-something, 21st or something like that. I was going to wait till the frost to pull my honey supers off for my fall flow. So I think I do have a little bit. I know I got quite a bit they brought into like the deep boxes, and they have filled them up, and they are all heavy. Even the ones I was still feeding, they don't need fed anymore. They're all really nice and heavy. And from my last video, if you see when I was pulling those frames out of that top deep, how that whole frame was shiny. They had filled that up with fall flow nectar. And it doesn't really smell like goldenrod. It doesn't smell like the dirty sock smell. It has kind of a spicy potpourri, kind of like a spicy sweet tart smell to me. And I'm wondering if that's asters, because I've seen a lot of asters blooming. I do see goldenrod blooming, but it's just not as plentiful as the asters. Well, let's get in here. Let's wash some mites and clean them up and see how many we got. Okay, I'm going to start on this back row here, number 1 through 4. I'm going to do hive 3. Hive 3 had a green queen in it, and I have not requeened it this year, so it should not have had a brood break at any time. So this will be a good candidate. Hive 4 is the same. I am feeding it right now. I put a jar of honey in there from my capping tank clean out. So let me show you what I've got here. So I'll use this tote here to shake my bees in and catch them. So I've got, this is a varroa mite test bottle by Ceracell Bees for Life. And this is, so Thomas at Ceracell sent me this. It's about a year ago. It just missed my giveaway time frame last year, so I didn't get it out, so I just hung on to it. This one is from Blythewood, Varroa Easy Check by Vito Pharma. I said it was Ceracell because Blythewood is a Ceracell dealer, but so I don't think this is exactly a Ceracell. So they both got the alcohol already in them. And this is a little container of paper towels. Here's some extra alcohol if I need it. And this blue cup came with this. And this is just a half cup of bees for scooping. I like this because it's got a handle. You can see it's the same size, half cup. I guess a half cup equals 300. Someone figured that out a long time ago. Just set this aside. This will be better to catch bees because it's got a kind of rounded corners and it's tall. And if I need to, I can put the flaps over it. But you really don't want to do that. You want the field bees you shake in here to fly and go back to the hive. You want your nurse bees to stay in here, and that's what you're going to do your scooping with. So I'll put this over here down low, and that's where I'll do my shake off and move this stuff out of the way. And I can do 2 at once, so I might go ahead and pick another one over here. Yeah, I'm going to do number 5. That's the one that was had 5 supers on it, and it was bearding even with 5 supers. They didn't fill out. They only filled out 3, but it just had so many bees in it. It was crazy. Let's get in here and find our brood frames. Let's see how much this weighs real quick. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. I do remember I was feeding this a little bit earlier in the year. Couple of hive beetles. Hopefully my mite count is like my beetle count at 2. Probably not going to find a brood frame up here with all of our nurse bees. Solid honey. Or nectar from the feeder. So I've still got my frame feeder in here. Oh, that's heavy. Yeah. Let me go get my stand. We'll get this off of here. Get down to the brood. I'm going to set that in this box to help with any robbing should it get going. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. Broke apart some honey right there. The best way to not get your queen is to find the queen. Put her in a clip or set her aside, her frame aside. A little bit of nectar there, but I'm not necessarily looking for her on purpose. Get my queen clip ready. I think my queen clips are in my other jacket, so the only one I had was this little stainless colored one. I've never used that before. I guess it'll work okay. A lot of liquid and some pollen. Same thing there. These are not the bees you want to wash. You want nurse bees. That's where the mites will be. Nurse bees will be on the brood. That's where the queen will be also, probably. Honey pollen. Nice pollen ring there. And they backfilled that with nectar. I bet that was full of bees not too long ago. Well, these bees are very calm. I'm liking that. Here we go. We've got brood. Not a whole lot. I might wait till the next frame to do my shake. Looking for my queen in here. She's supposed to be a green marked queen, but I'm looking for a queen, not a green dot. Wow. Hope there's more brood than that. This is all pollen. Here we go. More brood. Don't see her. You can also do like a second chance queen check after you shake into your bin, your tote, whatever, and look at those bees, kind of shake them around and look at them before you dump them in the alcohol. There's some more brood on that next one. That's probably the one I will shake if I can get a half a cup off of that. Population's not just exploding, but it's good. I'd say it's about right for this time of year. You don't want them too big, but you want enough of this brood to make your winter bees. Ah, I see her, and she's not marked. So I need to mark her blue because she's going to be a 25 queen because she's not green. They have successfully superseded without my knowledge. How about that? I'm going to test this queen clip. Except I'm going to do it away from the hive in case she decides to escape me. All right, we got her right there. Seems to be working okay. All right, going to do our bee shake. First of all, I'm going to get the lid off of this and get it ready to go. So you can see it's just got a little basket here, so you can, when you're done with the bees, you just lift them right out of there. So if I don't get enough bees with this shake, I'll grab the frame that was prior to this one. I may just go ahead and do that anyway. We'll see what it looks like. I think I'm gonna need more. So you can see the bees kind of starting to climb up the walls there. So these are nurse bees trying to get out. So the ones that are flying are field bees are going to go on back. So I want to get them down into the corner, make my scoop. Got my scooper ready. There's my half cup. All right, and we'll return these. In they go. Meanwhile, shaking these up and giving them the swirl. Also, I'm going to try and catch this queen barehanded, and I'm going to mark her. I'm really nervous about handling this queen barehanded with these gloves, not having her on a frame, so I'm just going to try and coax her into this one-handed queen catcher, and I'm going to mark her inside of that. So hopefully she'll go right on in there, and I don't have any issue. Trying to just narrow that down and open this where that's the only place she can go. Oops. I wound up barehanding her anyway. Alright, I'm going to drop her in there. Boy, that was scary. If I would have had my pen primed, I would have just did it right then, but I didn't have my pen ready. Good grief. All my main pens, I think, so since I switched jackets, all my other queen clips and my pens, I think they're still in that other jacket. Well, this ain't working. There it comes. And this blue, I'm not crazy about it. It's dark. All right, let's get her up to the top. Yeah, it's really dark. It'll probably be fine, but as far as, you know, visibility, it's not that great. Or a lot of people say they don't care for that, this competitive advantage blue. All the other colors are fine. All right, let's get her released. Actually, I'm going to let that dry. And I'm going to set this hair so she's not so freaked out. Okay. Now, let's work on our mite count here. Y'all seen that little washer thing Bob Benny has? That's pretty neat. It's a little table he sits it on, and it's got a little, obviously there's a motor in it under it that's offset with a little shaft, and it spins about that fast, and it just sits there going like this. So they can set it there and walk off while it's doing their washy-washy. All right, moment of truth. Let's see what we have here. I count 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's all I see, 3. I'll give it a good swishing. We'll only see 2 now. That's weird. I guess I swished it back in the basket and it didn't come out. They say you're supposed to do that, you know, just this motion like this. So it's kind of like running a sifter. The small particles fall to the bottom. Oh, yep, I see 3 now. Okay. So that's a 3, so that's 1%. I think that's good. See if I can get a close-up of these so you can see them. So the mites are going to be your little round disc-looking things. That's not one. Right there on my thumb, it's sinking is one. Right there, I think, is another. I need to clean the bottom of this thing off. Definitely 2 right there. 1, 2. That looks like garbage, but that might be the 3rd. I don't know how well that's focusing. Let's get that queen released. Get over to number 5. A lot of attendants went on in there with her. Go into the hive. There she goes. Right there. Down she goes. All right. I was afraid of that. I can't get this box out. There we go. Didn't have any robbing though, did we? All right. Okay, 10, 11. So October 10th, I saw queen right, but I didn't spot the queen. Last queen I saw was April 11th, and she was marked green. So queen right, brood. Marked blue, 2025. Mite wash 3. Let's get over number 5. Very good population. These act like they might be a little grumpy with me. Boy, a lot of beetles on this frame right here. Holy moly. I can't let this stay like that. There's a lot of bees on here. I shook the bees off. I shook a lot of beetles off too, but look at that. Holy crap. Yeah, I sacrificed a few bees in that, but jeez. I got one beetle trap left that I will put in there. So this frame has all that open comb where the bees couldn't get to them. Also, those plastic frames, they have these little grooves all around in there where the beetles can get in there and hide. That's a lot of, I read a lot of people complain about that on these plastic frames. They are a little bit more economical, and the bees don't seem to mind them at all. Okay, where were we? Gee, Christmas. Yeah, I should have went for the torch to begin with on that deal. Mostly nectar, honey, same. We're starting to cap that a little bit. This hive here is on the heavy scale. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. I'd say it's a 10 out of 10 on the heavy scale. And to me that means it has stores to make it through winter just by feeling it. You can see that's 4 full honey frames, and that outside one there with all the beetles, it was maybe 20%, if that. All these are full. There's a little bit of brood right there, but not what we're looking for. This hive was not fed 1 iota. It is just full. Oh, there's some space right there. That queen could lay right there if she wanted to. Same right there. There's no pollen up here. Now there's a little bit right there, not much. Don't see a queen. Nope. That's all honey right there. Let's get this off of here. Yeah, I need to get me some more RPB Works beetle traps. I think I've got some beetle blasters I could use too. I need to trim me some bushes and trees. Yeah, it's been quite a few years ago I bought a pack of 100 beetle blasters, and I maybe have used 20 of them. I just don't use them a whole lot anymore. Haven't had beetle problems. This year has been different. I see it from all over the country. People are saying how they're having beetle issues this year like they've never seen, and I am the same. And you just saw it. Man, that's heavy. And they're upset. Empty frame. I'm just going to try and get on over to the brood. Man, there's not much going on in this bottom. It's all been empty up to this point. This is making me nervous. Not seeing any signs of a queen yet. Some nectar there. I would bet we got a queenless hive here. If there's a queen, she is not laying at all. And it's too early for that. There's a bunch of pollen. So I would expect to see brood right here on this next frame. And there's nothing. Are you kidding me? No! Got a pollen band right there and then nectar. But there is no brood whatsoever. Well, no need in mite testing this one. They're going through a nice brood break. Look at all that beautiful pollen. No beautiful brood. I'm going to go back to those 2 frames I saw up at the top and do the flashlight look on those. I just assumed there'd be brood down below. Man, that's heavy. Man, this was going to be a grafting candidate too, because of all their honey production. See those couple of bees right there coming out. That is it. You know, I haven't given them any treatments or anything like that that would have shocked the queen from stopped laying except my oxalic acid treatments, and that's been some time ago. So that's capped honey, not cells. So there's a little bit right there. Once that's done, I think they're done. Let's see if I can find eggs. Yes, there are some eggs there, but not that many. It won't be laying workers because there's still brood here. So it shouldn't go laying worker for another week or so. That is odd that she has stopped laying completely though. And there are no eggs on this side. And there's a few remaining capped cells right there. 8 of them. I'm not going to call it queenless yet. Nothing, there's not a brood frame to do a mite wash on, so go down the line. I got to come back and check this though. I was going to put a beetle trap in here. I'll put it on this side over here where all those beetles were. Okay, real quick on this mite wash thing. So I lift the basket up, got all the liquid out I could, shook the bees off over there. And then I remembered, oh, I still got mites in here from the wash. So that's what these paper towels are for you to filter this out. And that way you won't have mites in the alcohol. And I still see them in here. Yeah, I see 3 mites plain as day. 2 are down there in the bottom. One's right there by my finger. And the other 2 are right there by that rib on the right hand side, right at the bottom. So that's the 3 mites. Ready for the next test. Okay, gonna do 28 here on the end right here. So this is a blue queen. They had their brood break in May. It was requeened. It had a green queen that got superseded. And we can check this honey super. And nothing. No sense in leaving that on there. Very heavy. That's probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Full slab of honey. A little bit of brood. I'll check that other one. Looks like the brood emerged up here and they were just backfilling it. Yeah, there's a little bit of brood left right there, not much. Right there. There's our queen blue right there. So I will use this frame. She's a little one. I'm afraid this isn't going to be enough of the actual nurse bees. I'm going to have a lot of flight back. We'll see. Looks like I did all right. There's for some flight. Let's go ahead and go. I'm going to release her right on back. Turn around. Let go. There she went. Looks like I got plenty. Whoa. Get my lid on there good. There we go. That's a bummer on that super. I was hoping I'd get some fall flow out of a few of these, but we'll see. I just see one so far. Yeah, it's like a one. Let that sit for a little bit. We'll go do one more and check it, and we'll come back. Okay, I was going to do this big tall one 31 here, but it had a pretty long brood break with requeening and whatnot. And this 32 is a green queen, and it's had another hive combined onto it. So therefore, it's had a lot of opportunity to have mites, and it may have had mites added to it with that combined. So let's check it. And we can check another super. A lot of bees up there. Well, there's a lot of bees in here. Look like they're working it, but let's see. I think it's going to be empty. Well, there's some right there. Nectar. Not a bunch. Looks like there's some in this outside frame here. Yep, right there. Capped. Yeah, get out of there. There's a full frame. And so's the one next to it. Yes. We might have 3 full frames of honey in here. We'll take it. Ah, yes. That is the familiar goldenrod smell right there. The dirty gym socks. A lot of propolis in this hive here, boy. It is tight. And that is one heavy frame. Wow. Solid honey. Capped on both sides. Honey nectar. That is pretty much all nectar right there. Liquid. Here's a frame that is undrawn on that side. Come out of there. And they've just drawn that out, looks like. So these frames here are from a combined hive. That's mostly liquid, saying there was probably brood up here not long ago. This is all fall flow fill in. I bet if that queen excluder wasn't on there, they would have put some more up above. But I might also have brood up there too. This is lots of pollen and liquid, mostly liquid, and a little bit of pollen. Yeah, I think there's nothing going to be up here. It's all food. Huge honey slab. Those next two are going to be the same. I am not looking forward to moving this. This is going to be one heavy mutter. They're not too excited about it either. Oh, holy moly. All right, better see me some brood down here. I'm going to be an unhappy beekeeper. Honey and nectar. About half full. Having trouble seeing. No eggs. No eggs. They are propolizing these frames down to the bottom board. Here's some bee bread. Yes, where there is bee bread, there's bee babies. Oh boy. Oh, that one's stuck too. Here's our brood. Not really covering it though much, are they? I may have smoked them a bit much there, I don't know. We'll go another frame or two. There's a few cells left there capped. This hive has just gone bonkers on me. Few capped there, nothing to shake. I'm seeing what I saw in that other hive over there, looks like. Oh, there's some more brood there. Oh, pollen, look at that. This bee right here's got orange pollen. Let me get the camera closer. Falling behind on my camera duties here. That was bad, sorry. Oh yeah, here we go. Much better. No larvae though. There is plenty of pollen in here, nectar, everything they need. There's no reason the queen shouldn't be laying, other than maybe she's nectar bound up top and doesn't want to lay down here. I just don't get it. There's a few capped brood down here on 2 or 3 frames. I see no signs of larvae or eggs. I wonder if this flow, I think it's pretty much stopped. Maybe that's why these queens have stopped laying. Assuming that that last hive that I couldn't find the queen, it looked queenless, number 5, assuming that there was a queen in there. Just loaded with pollen. There's a decent brood frame right there. I could shake this one and maybe one of those others and get enough. But boy, I hate to without finding that queen. I'm just going to take a pass. It's getting dark on me. Let's button this up and go count the mites in that other one. And I think I've seen enough. I just need to follow up on this hive. I'd like to have more samples than that, but conditions aren't cooperating right now. I just need to check more hives. Curious, I see this same thing in other hives. You know, this hive brood checked fine a couple weeks ago. There's brood in it now. Just know all we got's capped. And if they were failed, they would. You would think there'd be some supersedure cells in there or emergency queen cells, and there's not. Whoa, there's a lot of bees on that. There are bees hanging off the front of this thing. Lots of bearding bees here. Wow. Ah, that wasn't good. Now this is just a empty hive. Boy, that's odd that they're bearding like that outside. They were hanging way down on the back, on that, over there on that stand. I need to get a frame down there to collect some of them. That is one crowded hive. Yeah, if I'd known this would have been so crazy, I'd have picked another one. That may be another reason the queen's not laying any, because it's too crowded. So I was laying this super frame down there where some of those bees fell off on the ground back there when I was trying to get them back in the box in case that queen was down there on the ground. I've got most of them up. Wow, that was crazy. No fun when you get into a hive like that. At least they weren't crazy aggressive attacking me real bad, but man, they were everywhere. See what we got on that, what was that 28 over there? One is all I see. Okay, managed to get 2 mite washes done. Had a 3 and a 1. And oops, there's no queen, and I don't know what's going on, craziness here. I think there's a queen. Man, I don't know. Wishful thinking, I think there's a queen, I guess is what I'm saying right here. And hopefully that's the same on number 5. I can't have no more losses. I've already lost 10 hives to failure like that. So that's going to be it. If you got any comments or questions, put your questions below and I'll do a Q&A at the end of my next video. So please subscribe. I'm about 400 and some away from my 14,000 goal before I hit the expo next year. So appreciate that. Give me a thumbs up. We'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.